Hey, what's up? Travel Chronicles, chapter. Well, this is postscript. Chapter postscript. Let's call it that. Final chapter's over, but this is just one last final update since we've been on this ride for the last 2.5 years. I have come to a decision about my job, and I've decided to take my talents to south of the plan by about 500 yards. And I wanted to do it today just because there's a possibility that my new job, that my facial hair will change, and I wanted you to recognize me. Wanted you to recognize me. So here it is, the de facto final chapter. What had happened was I wasn't looking for a job actively because I never really came to a solid conclusion for myself about whether it's better to leave after 9 years or to just tough it out for another 15, I guess, which seems like an incredibly long time now that I say it out loud. But yeah, and that's even optimistic. I don't know that it'll be just 15, maybe 20, maybe 65. Who knows what's going to happen with the economy, with things, and retirement funds and stuff getting turned around. You just don't know. So after looking at everything and being in the place where I was at, because I would have was ready to quit, just walk away over the summer and just be done and not have anything. So you reconcile those feelings with, all right, do you want to learn a new process? Do you want to go somewhere new? And this opportunity came up. It's been incredibly fast. I actually only interviewed I put my application in 2 weeks ago. Did interviews and stuff last week. Completed first part of my physical this week. Submit all the stuff for the background check. They have offered me the job, so I've agreed to take it. Obviously pending the background check, pending the physical, and I feel like I'm in pretty decent shape. So even for 45, I feel like I should be able to pass what they're doing. The PT test was pretty intense. Not gonna lie, especially for somebody who's just gonna be an engineer. Up down steps, carrying weights, flexibility. Yeah, it would be interesting to me to see some other people that I've worked with, through the years, and grabbing them at their year 45 to see what they can do. And I'm not saying I'm the most in shape, best in shape 45-year-old out there. No, not at all. I'm a work in progress, but it would just be interesting. So I decided to take the job, and I'm going to be leaving after the 9 years, and it's a relief in a way. It's a lot of anxiety in a way, and because of the proximity, since I'm just moving about 500 yards, it's actually created a slight little headache for me, because some people in the other organization know that I was offered, maybe don't know the specifics, but know information. So there's certain people out there that if they have a little bit of information, in order to get attention and feel important or whatever, they think they have to throw that information out there and put it in other people's faces. So what somebody did in the locker room, no idea who it was, no idea what department or anything, or how they found out, but they said that they offered an engineer from Elementis a position. Well, there's only two of us, right? The other guy's the plant manager. He just came here from Brazil, so he's not probably looking at taking a job. So that leaves two people. So in their veiled secrecy of knowledge and deception, it's like there's only really one option. the other guy's only been there a year, so I mean, there's really one option. So thanks. Next time, just keep your mouth shut. I don't know why people are like, there are just certain types of people that if they have a little bit of information, they gotta tell everybody. Look what I know. Did you know this? Look how much more I know. And I don't know why. I don't know what the psychological reason is for that, but it has created a little bit of a problem because, they mentioned it to somebody from the hourly workforce. So I was on vacation. I come back. First thing is like, you leaving? They said there was an engineer that got offered for them. So, yeah, it's me. Ta-da! Surprise. You cracked the code. Figured it out. But it's, I've talked about it. It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to get through, to be willing to walk away. And the thing that's appealing here is it's not a complete and total reset where I am starting, completely from scratch. I know some people. I know the area. I know the drive. So I know what I'm getting into. I know the infrastructure of the site a little bit. I don't know everything about the site, so it'll be interesting from that standpoint. It'll be interesting, learning a new area. And, are you excited? Yeah, I'm excited. Nervous? Yeah. And there's a little bit of, anxiousness about leaving because now I'm kind of in no man's land, right? Because I've got to own it that I'm leaving, even though I haven't actually put a notice in. So I've tried to be as, couthful, is that a word? I don't know. That I could be, acting with as much couth as possible. Because it's a very odd situation. So, I've mentioned people, I was like, look, I haven't cleared all the protocols yet, the background check, the physical. I was like, but I have accepted a position in another job, and my intent is to leave. And I will put a 2-week notice in when everything is official, work out those 2 weeks, and then I will be done. So I've tried. My boss is like, oh my gosh, we've got a lot to learn, pass on. It's like, yeah, there is. This was the first time where I've been the most experienced person in the plant. I don't know if it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, but with my mind, with my mentality, that's worth something. And even if there's, it has to be worth something. So, other people can come in and have all kinds of knowledge and stuff, but for our site, there's very specific knowledge. You're training people, and you got to take care of your people. That's the whole. What's the point of all this if we're not trying to take care of the people that are working? That's the problem. That's kind of been the tipping point, I guess, for me over the last year is some people deserve certain things because of the way that they've treated others, the way that they've acted, and that's fine. And other people don't necessarily deserve to be treated the same way. But you see one group act one way, and then the next group comes in and they're completely different. And you wonder if they would have made the same decisions, the original decisions that got you in the spot that you're in. Maybe, maybe not. But, just a really weird spot, really sticky spot. I've been in spots before. I've pulled 2-week notices before and kept working. Is it going to happen here? No, because that was a 2-week notice after being in a place for 2 weeks, and like you know what, you evaluate the situation that you're in. I think I made a good decision. I think I made a really good decision. You know, pulling out of that. In hindsight, 2020, that was a good decision. In the moment, it's hard. It's a hard decision, but you know, looking back, it's a good decision. Now, did I stay here too long? Is going right next door good? You know, do I need to, now that I've, you know, kind of broken the seal on looking for a job, do I need to really get into it and, you know, really try for what I want? You know, the other thing is the kids going to go to school here, finish college in about 5-6 years. You know, they may move to wherever, you know, they can work. And at that point, is it going to be, you know, me moving and looking for a job then? So, you know, this may be 15, 20 years. This may be 4 or 5 years. And that's kind of where I'm at. So, LMS has got a lot of work in front of them. There's a huge knowledge gap now to fill. And you know, I'd be lying if I said that it wasn't going to be difficult for them. It ain't going to be easy. I'll tell you that. You know, it's kind of like they're hitting the reset button. And I don't know if I said it on this one before or not, but employment comes in the 3 to 5 year cycles. And if you're not moving in that 3 to 5 years, then people above you are moving. And when they move, it's kind of like you move, even though you're in the same spot. Because now you're starting over. When you get a new boss, you start over. And that's a hard realization to come to, because up until now, you know, through 22 years of work in a plant environment, I've never really been in a job longer than 4 years, 5 years. And then I've moved. That's just the way it's been. So I haven't got to see this cycle from the other side until now. And it's interesting. It's eye-opening, for sure. And it's, you know, it challenges you, because if you're not the one who's moving up and changing, then where are you? And how do other people look at you? Because I feel like what happened to me was either one of two things. One is that I'm just so good at my job that people can't deal with the idea of moving me and then having to try to backfill that knowledge and train somebody. And so we can figure it out. Like, don't hold me back from bettering myself, because if I'm that good in one position, then maybe I'm better in another position. Maybe there's more benefit somewhere else. You know what I mean? So I like to think it's that, but it's probably not that. I think what has happened is that over the years, people have taken credit for things, you know, maybe wholly that they did part of, that I contributed a lot to, where I didn't get the acknowledgement or the recognition of what I contributed. So I feel like earlier this year when we lost that, and those people would still like take care of you because they know where the bread's buttered. You know, it's like, well, I'm not going to lose you because I still need you, but I'm taking credit for everything. You know, one of those deals. So I'm gonna be the one who benefits. I'm gonna be the one who gets all the promotions and stuff, and I'll take care of it, right? And nobody ever said that to me directly, But I kind of get the feeling now that what has happened is I've done a lot of work and people have taken a lot of credit for what I've done, and I can't get the recognition for it because those people are no longer here, and it's now I'm staring up at a mountain because, well, how did all this get here then? And I didn't do anything? Like, what am I? And it's difficult because there's two different levels to it, right? Like, the guys on the floor, the technicians, like, they know. Like, if there's a problem here, they're coming to me. They're gonna ask me first, right? And I try to direct them to the new guy to get him up to speed to encounter these problems. We'll go through problems together so that he gets an idea. But that side knows, right? But then the side, outside the plant, the people above, they don't know. They never saw that. They don't see that because they're not here. And even other people when they were in the plant, they were fine with me solving all the problems, fixing the stuff on a day-to-day basis. That's good because that's one less thing that they have to worry about. I've considered probably every scenario in that plant, different things that could happen. Sometimes stuff pops up, sometimes it doesn't. But any question that comes up, I like to think that I've already thought of an answer for. It's just what I've done. Now, was the other people like that? Probably not. But who's asking the question? Nobody's asking those questions. So, rather than stay where I'm at and start over, I have decided to move on and start a new job. Hopefully something crazy doesn't happen. I mean, we'll find out. This could be gone early morning tomorrow. We'll find out. It's been 26 years. Yeah. Like, as soon as I got out of high school, it started growing. It wasn't the same. Didn't grow in here right away. But freshman year of college, and I did it to help me kind of look older. And now I think it kind of makes me look a little younger. Funny. But all right, now that's all I got. Hopefully they don't just walk me right back out today. Maybe they do. I think there's just so much though that they need to learn and know that I don't think they can do that. Especially with the other engineer being out this week, he's in training. So I either have about 2.5 weeks left, 3.5 weeks left, somewhere in there. And it's hard because now it's like going in, it's like I'm leaving and I still got to do work here. All right, well, be careful, be COVID free. Later.